Okay, so imagine, right? You're 13 years old,
Yep.
and you're basically ripped from your life
Mm-hmm.
and thrown into a convent
Yeah.
just because your dad wants to, like, save some money.
Oof.
That's basically the start of
Mm-hmm.
this woman, Mariana de Levia Marino's story.
Right.
She becomes known as the Nun of Monza.
Oh, okay.
And today we're going really deep into her world.
Yeah.
It's just a whirlwind
Yeah.
of forbidden love and shocking betrayal.
Sounds juicy.
Oh, yeah, and brutal punishment.
Ooh.
All this in 16th century Italy.
Wow. Okay.
And our guide for this is
Yeah.
2 episodes of the Noble Blood podcast.
I love that podcast.
It's great.
Yeah.
They lay out Mariana's whole dramatic life.
Okay, so what's
Yeah.
so fascinating here is like her story. You think, oh, soap opera.
Yeah, right.
But it actually tells you a lot about like power and society back then.
Totally. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally. So to set the stage, we're in Italy. Okay. Late 1500s.
Mm.
Mariana, she's born into a wealthy family
Okay.
in Milan, but tragedy hits early.
Right away.
Yeah. When she's barely a year old,
Oh, wow.
the plague hits Milan,
No.
and it takes her mother's life.
Devastating.
Yeah, and it's not just like the emotional impact.
Right.
This is where you see all
Yeah.
these complexities of like
Yeah.
inheritance law
Yeah.
and what society expected
Totally.
come into play.
Exactly. Exactly. So her father,
Yep.
he's a military man, more into his career
Oh.
than fatherhood, you know?
Yeah.
And he makes some, let's just say,
Yeah.
interesting decisions
Oh, yeah.
about her inheritance.
Interesting.
Yeah, like he cuts deals with his stepdaughters,
Right.
and Mariana gets almost nothing
Wow.
of what she should have gotten.
Pretty ruthless.
It is, right?
It's hard to imagine a parent doing that
I know.
to their own kid.
It really shows you, like, the power dynamics back then.
Yeah.
Like, a daughter, especially then,
Right.
was seen as a burden
Really?
more than, like, a cherished heir
Wow.
because of the dowry.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how they saw it.
So is this where the convent comes in?
Sadly, yeah.
Oh, wow.
To avoid paying a big dowry,
Okay.
he sends her off to this convent, Santa Margherita in Monza.
Okay.
She's only 13.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you imagine, right?
Yeah.
A teenager forced into this life,
Right.
not because she wants it,
Mm-hmm.
but for money, essentially.
It's pretty heartbreaking.
It is. It's like she's abandoned, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pushed into this life she never wanted.
Yeah, but here's the twist.
Uh.
Despite all this resentment she must felt,
Yeah,
she doesn't just, like, survive.
right.
She thrives.
She does.
Yeah.
She becomes known for, like,
Yeah.
her piety and her smarts, you know?
Okay.
And she gets more and more powerful
Mm.
within the convent.
Wow.
She even becomes, like, the acting sovereign of Monza.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
So she's basically running the town
Pretty much.
from inside a convent.
Yeah, it shows you
Oh, hell.
how resilient she was.
Yeah.
She takes what she's given
Right.
and not only plays it well,
Yeah.
but makes a space for herself
Yeah.
in a world that's limiting her.
Yeah.
You
It
know?
makes you wonder, like,
Yeah.
did she embrace the structure
Mm-hmm.
and safety of the convent?
Could be.
Yeah. Like, did she find purpose there?
It's possible.
Yeah.
But of course, it's never that simple. Right.
Right.
Enter Gianpaolo Osio,
Okay.
our infamous nobleman,
Yes, the
rake,
yeah,
the charmer.
the bad boy.
Yeah, but dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous. Okay.
Exactly. Their first meeting
Yeah.
is not romantic at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mariana catches him
Yeah.
flirting with one of her pupils,
Oh, no.
and she scolds him
Wow.
public.
Okay, so I bet that didn't go over well.
No, it's not at all.
In a society where, like,
Right.
reputation is everything.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sources, they say, like
Right.
a public scolding like that,
Yeah.
especially from a woman in power,
Mhm.
would have really hurt him.
Really?
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
And to make it worse,
Yeah.
shortly after this,
Mm-hmm.
he commits murder.
Oh, wow. So this murder,
Yeah.
it just adds fuel to the fire.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
everyone's gossiping.
Mm.
Was it because of Mariana's scolding?
Right,
Was
yeah.
it jealousy?
Yeah.
Revenge?
Oh, wow.
People were talking.
Yeah.
Rumors were flying.
So we have all this tension.
Yeah.
We have a society obsessed with appearances,
Right.
a convent that wants to keep its reputation,
Totally.
and a nobleman who's violent.
Exactly.
It sounds like a powder keg,
It is.
ready to explode.
It explode. It does, because
fascinating.
despite
Yeah.
all the drama, all the whispers, Mariana falls for him.
Really?
And this is where things get really dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're total opposites,
So,
right?
like, you have Mariana,
Yeah.
this woman who's, like, found power in the convent.
Yeah, control, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's Gianpaolo.
Right.
This wild card, like,
Yeah, chaos.
chaos is his thing.
He loves it.
Yeah.
It's like a moth to a flame.
It is.
And then you add in, like, the society back then.
Oh, yeah.
It makes their affair even crazier.
Totally. Remember, 16th century Italy.
Right.
This guy, Gianpaolo,
Yeah.
he had some freedom, maybe.
Right.
But for Mariana, a nun,
Oh, yeah.
the stakes are way higher.
Way higher.
Vows of chastity, obedience.
It's a recipe for disaster.
It is.
And if I remember right, their
Yeah.
affair, it's not just glances and whispers. Things get pretty serious.
It escalates.
Yeah.
Yeah, they start with, like, secret letters and gifts. Hidden, of course.
Right.
And then from the Noble Blood episodes,
Yeah.
we know they get a blacksmith to make copies of the convent keys.
So that's how they have their little rendezvous.
Exactly. Clandestine meetings.
But involving someone else,
Uh-oh.
that's risky.
It is. It's a sign, though.
Of what?
How far they'll go.
Right.
How entangled they are.
Yeah.
But it's more people knowing
Right.
it's riskier.
So much riskier.
Yeah.
And then Double Blood mentioned, like, she gets pregnant.
Yeah.
Not once, but twice.
This is where it gets really sad.
Yeah.
The first one,
Yeah.
stillborn.
Imagine. Right.
Yeah, the guilt, the fear.
She must have been terrified.
Oh, absolutely.
But they keep going.
They do.
She has a daughter.
Second child, yeah.
And Gianpaolo raises her openly.
Yeah, that's another layer. It's like,
It's a constant reminder.
yeah, a ticking time bomb that could blow up in their lives.
They're just in a spiral.
They're
Just digging themselves deeper.
It's deeper and deeper.
And then there's Katerina.
Oh, yeah.
This
So
young woman.
was a convent, right?
Yeah, she's under Mariana's care.
Okay.
But somehow she finds out
About the affair.
about the affair
Oh, no.
and she threatens to tell.
That's a nightmare.
It is, right.
What do they even do?
Panic,
Yeah.
desperation,
Yeah.
and they make a terrible decision.
Okay.
They murder her.
Oh, my gosh. Mariana, Gianpaolo.
And some nuns who knew.
Wow, that's just awful.
It is.
To think they were that desperate.
It shows you, like, the brutality of this time.
Right.
And what people would do
To protect their secrets?
to protect themselves. Yeah.
It makes you think, though.
Yeah.
Were they just trying to save themselves?
Right.
Or had, like,
Yeah.
the guilt, the fear, like,
Right.
changed them,
It's hustle.
led them to this.
Yeah, it's chilling.
It is. And of course,
It just makes it worse, right?
oh, yeah, murder. Especially then.
Right.
Doesn't stay quiet.
The consequences are coming.
They are.
So how does it all come out?
Well, Gianpaolo
Yeah.
tries to control everything,
Okay.
stages it like Katerina ran away,
Uh-huh.
but people are suspicious.
Right.
And he gets violent again,
Oh, no.
silencing anyone who might know,
Wow.
even framing innocent people.
He's just digging a deeper hole.
He is classic example, right?
What?
Trying to control chaos just makes more chaos.
Yeah.
But the truth comes out
Well,
from the blacksmith.
the one who made the keys.
Yeah, he didn't know about the murder,
Oh, okay.
but when he realizes,
Yeah.
he goes to the authorities.
Wow. So the guy who helped them
Ironic, right?
brings them down.
It is.
And this starts like an official investigation.
It does. Cardinal Borromeo leads it.
Okay. Powerful guy.
Oh, yeah.
And they're trapped.
The walls are closing in.
What happens to them?
Well, Gianpaolo tries to escape prison.
Oh, no.
Makes him look even more guilty.
All right. Right.
He's sentenced to death, but he's actually murdered
So-
before they can execute him.
Wow. What an end.
Yeah.
What about Mariana?
Her fate is, in a way, even sadder.
Oh, no.
She's trapped,
In her own lies.
Yeah, trying to protect him,
Right. Yeah.
trying to save herself.
But the truth is out.
It is. There's no escape.
I imagine the punishment was harsh.
It was, for her especially.
What did they do?
Immurement.
Immurement. What's that?
It's like designed to break you,
Oh,
walled up alive
what?
in a tiny cell,
Oh, my gosh.
a small opening for food and water,
No light.
no light, no contact.
That's horrifying.
It's isolation, sensory deprivation.
Could be totally cut off from the world.
Little fate worse than death.
And from Mariana.
And she shows how they saw her,
Right.
not just the murder. But her vows, her defiance.
Breaking the rules.
Yeah, societal religious norms.
It's a tragic end.
Is.
I mean, she had so much promise.
She did. Wealth, power, in the convent.
Up and down, up and down.
It's like a roller coaster.
It really is.
But even though it seems like an old story,
Right.
it makes you think about today.
Yeah, in what way?
The limits on women,
Okay.
forbidden love.
Right.
What happens when you defy society?
Yeah, that's so interesting to me, how her story still matters.
It does, centuries later.
The podcast even said
Ah,
it inspired an Italian novel
the betrothed, yeah.
and nunsploitation films.
It's wild.
It shows like how powerful these stories are.
They are the dark side of us,
Right.
desire, transgression, and how society shakes us.
Even when we fight it.
Exactly.
It's a story that sticks with you.
It does.
So as we finish our deep dive,
Yeah.
what's interesting to me is like how it's always like Mariana sinned and was punished.
Right.
This cautionary tale.
Don't stray from the path.
But I feel like there's
Yeah.
more to it, you know?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
It's not that simple.
Right.
Yeah, she made bad choices.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just about that.
Oh,
You have
no.
to look at the pressures on her.
Right. Like society.
Great power imbalances, yeah.
And she didn't have many choices.
Exactly. It's easy to judge now.
Right. From our perspective,
But back then,
totally different world.
women were basically property.
Wow.
Their worth was all about
That-
dowry, marriage.
So imagine
Yeah.
13 years old,
Mm-hmm.
forced into a convent.
To save her dad money.
That's crazy.
It is. It shows how they viewed women.
Yeah. And the convent,
Mm-hmm.
it was safe, structured, but also very limiting.
Oh, absolutely.
And then Gianpaolo,
Uh-huh.
this like exciting, dangerous guy.
Forbidden,
Yeah, like was she
Yeah.
rebelling
maybe. A way to break free.
from that life? And she did a lot to survive.
She did. 14 years immured.
I can't even imagine.
It's hard to fathom that isolation.
But she convinced the cardinal
Borromeo, yeah, that she repented.
and got out.
Eventually, it shows her strength
It does.
to survive that.
Right, but then you think,
Yeah.
was it real repentance?
Or just to survive.
We'll never know.
It's ambiguous.
That's what makes it so compelling.
Yeah, sticks with you.
Mariana's story isn't just history.
It's more than that.
Yeah, it's like
It reflects the struggle for freedom.
for women,
For anyone. Agency, love.
even when society is against you.
Exactly.
And it makes you think,
That what?
has much changed?
It's then, yeah.
Do women still face this?
Maybe in different ways.
How does power affect us?
It shapes our choices, our lives.
That's what we learn here.
In this deep dive, yeah.
Engaging with history.
It's not just facts and dates.
It's about life.
Using the past to understand now.
Right.
And
To challenge what we think we know.
exactly.
Yeah.
So on that note,
Yeah.
we'll leave you with this.
Okay.
Mariana's story might be a warning,
Right.
but it also shows the human spirit
Huh.
that drive to break free,
From those constraints.
to find love, connection.
Even in the darkest times.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
What sticks with you?
What did you learn?
About people, about then, about now.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.